Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're mapping out a totally clear, actionable roadmap to break into one of the most, if not the most, booming fields in tech right now. I'm talking about AI infrastructure. AI is literally everywhere today, but understanding the actual physical infrastructure powering it, that is a real superpower. If you've been sitting there wondering how to get your foot in the door with AI computing and kind of learn the nuts and bolts of how these massive systems operate, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to map the whole thing out for you step by step.
But right off the bat, I gotta ask you, are you ready to validate your AI computing skills? Like, are you ready to actually prove your foundational knowledge to the world? And here's the kicker, do it without spending a single dime on some crazy expensive bootcamp, because that is exactly the opportunity we're breaking down today. We're gonna look at a highly specific credential and this unbelievable free resource that can get you right across the finish line.
Okay, so Section 1, the NCAIO certification, which is essentially your entry-level AI credential.
Okay, let's dive into this. What in the world is the NCAIO? Well, it stands for the NVIDIA Certified Associate AI Infrastructure and Operations Certification. Say that 3 times fast, right? It's an entry-level credential, sure, but look at what it actually does. It validates the foundational concepts of AI computing specifically related to infrastructure and operations. If you want to show potential employers that you understand the bedrock of how AI runs on a hardware and systems level, not just the software side, this is the exact credential that proves it. It gives you that rock-solid fundamental baseline.
And this info is actually super fresh, which is great for anyone looking to upskill right this minute. It was just published on March 5th, 2026 by Bo Carnes. You might know Bo, he's a teacher and developer over at freecodecamp.org, and he actually runs their wildly popular YouTube channel. He put this roadmap out there to help the whole developer community tackle this exam head-on and really jump straight into the AI infrastructure space. Moving right along to Section 2, the 5 core exam topics, which basically serve as the pillars of NVIDIA AI solutions.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that these 5 bullets act as the ultimate comprehensive checklist for adopting NVIDIA solutions. Look at what you're being tested on. First, accelerated computing use cases. Second, the core concepts of AI, machine learning, and deep learning. Third, GPU architecture. Fourth, NVIDIA's extensive software suite. And finally, number 5, the specific infrastructure and operation considerations for rolling these out. It's a full 360-degree view of the NVIDIA AI ecosystem, so you aren't just stuck learning one tiny piece of the puzzle.
And it's so cool to see how these elements bounce off each other. On one side, you've got the heavy theory, AI, machine learning, and deep learning. That's the science, right? The brains of the operation. But theory alone won't cut it in the field. You have to contrast that with the accelerated computing use cases application on the right. That is the practical necessity. It's how you take that mind-blowing theory and actually use accelerated computing power in the real world to solve actual problems. The exam perfectly bridges that gap between theory and practice.
Taking that a step further, the whole adoption process breaks down into a super logical 3-step sequence. Step 1 is the hardware. You've got to understand GPU architecture. You need to know the physical engines driving this whole AI revolution. Once you've got that down, step 2 is the software, mastering NVIDIA's software suite, all the tools sitting right on top of that hardware. And finally, step 3 brings the whole shebang into the real world, managing infrastructure and operations. It's this brilliant progression, straight from the silicon itself all the way up to large-scale deployment.
All right, on to Section 3, your free study guide, and how we're actually unlocking this amazing Exam Pro resource.
The absolute best part here is that you do not have to figure this complex exam out alone, and you definitely don't have to empty your wallet to do it. The study guide was developed by Andrew Brown from Exam Pro. He built a comprehensive course covering literally everything you need to pass this certification. And the craziest part? It's hosted completely for free on the freecodecamp.org YouTube channel. You are getting world-class educational material from an industry expert with zero financial barrier to entry.
So the crucial point is 4. That's it. Just 4 hours of watch time. In the time it takes, binge half a season of your favorite show, you can watch the entire curriculum required to prep for this NVIDIA certification. It is incredibly focused, super efficient learning.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because this 4-hour course is actually just one small drop in a massive bucket. FreeCodeCamp offers an expansive 3,000-hour overall coding curriculum. They've built this unbelievable open-source library of tech education that goes way, way beyond just this one AI certification.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real-world impact of that curriculum. 40,000. Over 40,000 people have used FreeCodeCamp's open-source resources to actually go out and land jobs as developers. It's not just a bunch of theory. It's a battle-tested launchpad for tens of thousands of successful careers all over the globe.
And what makes this whole ecosystem so empowering is the organization behind it. FreeCodeCamp isn't some giant corporate entity trying to squeeze profits out of your education. They're a donor-supported, tax-exempt 501c3 charity organization. They literally rely entirely on community donations. Every bit goes straight toward keeping the servers running, paying for the services, and supporting the staff making all this free learning possible for anyone in the world.
I absolutely love their mission statement. Just read this quote with me. Our mission, to help people learn to code for free. We accomplish this by creating thousands of videos, articles, and interactive coding lessons, all freely available to the public. I mean, it doesn't get more inspiring than that. It's just a fantastic, genuine initiative that is permanently tearing down the financial walls that hold so many people back from tech.
So there's your roadmap. We've seen exactly what the NVIDIA NCA AIIO credential is. We've explored the 5 core topics from GPU architecture to operational deployment. And we've highlighted the completely free 4-hour Exam Pro resource waiting to help you master it all. The tools are literally right at your fingertips, backed by a charity that wants to see you win. So I'll leave you with one final provocative question to chew on today. Will you take the next 4 hours to launch your AI career? The roadmap is right there. The choice is yours. Happy studying.